1, 2, 3.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marlene McCohen, and I want to welcome you to the Cre8tors Podcast here at Co-Create Studios in Los Angeles, and introduce to you my co-host, Leo, who has a lot to say. No, just kidding. Actually, this is my co-host, KP.
First of all, that's crazy. That bird got introduced before me, okay? I'm not here for the disrespect, all right? We're not going to take that. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Marlene, want to let us know what the show is about? What we got going? What's the plan?
Well, Kenny, I thought you also know what our show is about.
I don't at all. I just woke up and I literally just pulled up because you called and Lior called. And I said, well, let's get it done.
Yeah, okay, that's what it's feeling like right now. But yes. I thought you knew that our show is going to be about social media, influencers, things like that. And today, I think we're going to talk about what we wish we knew before becoming influencers, you know.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, nowadays, I don't think people even fully understand how difficult it is to become a creator, because everything's such kind of easy now for a lot of different creators, etc. But, you know. Do
you feel like one thing that really drives me nuts is people in my life close to me, they think, and it's not that it's not exactly true to a point, but they think like, okay, let's just come right out and say it. George, for example, he's like,
give it to him. Name dropping.
You're having so much fun. Like, what do you got? I have to go out and like really work and like, da-da-da. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Like, people don't realize how much work is involved without a lot of, like, there's no guarantee that you're going to be earning consistently from it, right?
Absolutely. And George sounds like my girl. Because my girl does a regular job, the 9 to 5, which is phenomenal, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a sugar baby. But but she doesn't realize, and I think a lot of people don't realize, it's a lot of work that goes into it. Just sitting throughout the day, as a content creator, you're always thinking about something to create.
Wait a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. What you consider a lot of work is you sitting and thinking?
Not necessarily. I had more to build into that.
I'd like to know, because
but I do sit and think a lot for ideas. Yeah, because you know I do skits, so I have to think about the ideas, how this is going to work. I have to write, then the editing, and then scheduling, and then et cetera, et cetera. You know already. You got birds. Like you have to deal with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have a whole life. Like, there's people that, like, you know, a lot of teenagers do really well on social media, especially because, like, some of them live in their parents' house. They don't have other responsibilities. They don't have rent. Problems. They don't have real life problems. The birds are like maintaining a zoo in itself. So I have that. But back to what you were talking about. Like,
which part? Everything?
Why are you challenging me right now?
No. What part was it?
Okay, what I'm getting at is, like, what specifically are the things that people don't imagine how much work it is? Because, like, when you say things like, I have to sit and think, that's a fantasy for me. I don't have time to sit and go. I mean, either I got to write it down right now and that's work, and, like, turn it over and you're writing a script. What takes you so much work?
And see, that's one of my biggest things, because I am always trying to create ideas, and it's tough. People think it's easy just to come up with, you know, dope ideas, things of that magnitude. It's tough. Sometimes it can just hit you. Sometimes you're sleeping and you have a dope dream, and this would be dope if I write this into an idea. Sometimes you really have to sit and think about things. I've had times where I'm supposed to shoot content the next day and I have no ideas pieced together at all. So now I'm sitting all day long thinking of ideas and writing them down my notepad. Okay, I got one. Okay, I need to get to 12 ideas. So I'm stressing over that. As everybody else can just pull up and just, you know, shoot the content with me. But for me, I have to put the entire ordeal of things together. So it's a little...
You're driving the train.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something on that note. you said that sometimes there's days you have scheduled that you have content to film the next day and you don't have the idea. I actually like that because I learned one time I set out to make a music video for one of my songs and I was like, I don't know when to film it, like da-da-da. And George came to me and he's like, you're doing it all wrong. Choose a date and you'll have no choice but to get it done by that date.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that tactic of like, this is the day we're doing it because I work well under pressure. Do you feel the same? Or do you?
I can work well under pressure.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, but I can. But it's just added stress, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, I hate added stress. And idea creating is such a stressful thing for your mental, trying to figure things out, you know, especially when you're driving the train. Like you said, hey, I have to come up with, you know, this idea. I have to figure out who's going to be in it. I need somebody to shoot it. I need this location, things of this magnitude. It's a lot.
But train drivers make the best content creators, in my opinion. But sometimes it's a little bit lonely. Like, I feel driving the train because I have to have the energy for everybody else around me. Yeah, sometimes, like, good actors come in and they bring that energy and we feed off each other. I love that. But sometimes there's people, like, in your life that they're always being filmed. Yeah. And so they're like, I'm like, dude, we have a sponsorship right now. I got to get you in this video. And he's like, okay, yeah, I'm a diva. Yeah, go ahead, film me. And I'm like, no, like, help me clean the house. This shit can't look like this in the background. Like, there's a lot more to do. And by the time you do that, you kind of like lose some of the energy, or I do. Like, I think, you know.
So, first of all, when you first started, were you driving the train when you first started filming? First of all, let people know off top what kind of content you do, how long you've been doing it.
That's a brilliant idea,
you know,
Kenny.
But I think because they don't even know. We just got right to it.
Like, we're just thinking
because
we're so
we know
special.
already.
Like,
we know. Y'all don't know. We just talking
idea.
about. You don't even know what we do, really.
Like, do we do anything?
Do we do anything? So let the people know. You know, give them a rundown on your.
You're a genius, Kenny. Honestly, like, I don't even know. So, like, this is kind of random or interesting, or I don't know, but I do content on parrots. This is my most well-behaved bird right here, so that's why he came to this podcast. The reason I started making content was because I was an actor and filmmaker, still am, but I would go out, make these films, drive that train. The answer to your original question, I drive every train I'm on. Like, you can't, like, I got a few trains parked, I drive them all. The thing is, though, that I would make all these films. They'd go into film festivals, win a lot of awards, this, that. And, like, any actor at that time, like, if you told them about YouTube, this is even before YouTube was monetized. It was, like, YouTube. Like, it was just, it's a different world. Till this day, my actor friends, like, they don't understand YouTube and social media. They don't like it. They don't, like, they just don't have that idea of, like, what it can do for you or what it is.
There's a lot of people like that.
They are. And I totally understand it. And I was kind of like that. And I remember my dad said to me, he said, he's foreign, you know, and he's like, Baba, you go on there and you make movies and you win film festival, everybody clapping, nobody see the movie after this. What is this, Baba? Go on YouTube, get discovered. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't listen. The reason he had that idea was because years before, I had made some YouTube content. It was before you could be monetized. I just wanted to have a diary of my thoughts, you know? And I just kind of stopped doing it. I didn't see, like, any point in it. I don't know why. But then one day, my sister, who you just discovered is younger than me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She was in her room all the time watching YouTube. I'm like, what are you doing? You're wasting away your life. Who are you watching these people? And she goes, come watch this with me. So I watched an episode of, I forgot.
You forgot the person? It was a famous YouTuber?
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know, like... But anyway, we were watching the episode, and while we were watching it, all these commercials for movie trailers came on. And she goes, oh, he's from YouTube, the actors. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I'm like, are you joking? Like, so they're pulling like this talent from YouTube. And I was like, no, my dad's right. I got to go and create content. However, as much as I could have created like acting content or comedy or whatever, I was like, but really, how can I help? How can I help the world? And I really wanted to help bird lovers because I knew that, I wanted to help parrots because I knew that there's not a lot of people that know how to give them good lives. And I thought if I could give one bird a better life and have them not be in a cage because of my content, then I've done something worthy.
I am from Detroit and have never seen a parrot up close before.
Really?
Myself. No. So, coming here and Leo was like, yeah, Marlene with the birds. Birds? That's an exotic animal to me. I don't, so I kudos because there's no way I would even thought to piece together content around. But you're the only person I've seen do that. I'm sure there are probably others. No,
there are other people, and each of us have a different way of doing things. But yeah, my way was really just showing people how to, live with birds. And that's the thing, like, it started off as educational. Then I started telling stories, like a Storytime Sunday, and then I made it like more of a reality show where you could see what I'm talking about. What about you?
Genius. That is genius. Okay. Me, not as exciting, everyone. So I don't want you all to sit here and be like, dang, that was wonderful. Mine is pretty simple. Okay. I am a simplistic individual. I went to school for filmmaking.
Okay.
But back in high school was already content creating. I was in, AV class, film class, always doing some comedy. Went to college, started filmmaking, that's when I, dove into the passion more. Childish Gambino at the time, I was right there with you. YouTube, people really weren't rocking with it back early 2000s like
Not
that.
the filmmakers.
Not the filmmakers. You had popular YouTubers.
Right.
I think like Matt something who was really big still, a couple other people we were talking about earlier, et cetera, but not as, the comedy aspect. I think College Humor and Donald Glover, the actor, his comedy troupe used to make, these were the comedy skits, and this is who I used to observe all the time. And I mean, I'm like, these guys are phenomenal. R-rated comedy. They're hilarious. So I would, piece together different skits for, my fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. Shout out to y'all. I used to put out, the intro videos for our step shows. I used to make them comedic. People weren't doing that back then.
You guys did step shows?
I used to, let me tell you something. If you find some clips, you throw that up here.
Step shows.
Not really. Do you? I was not good at stepping. What? I really, really worked extremely hard. We off topic, but it's okay. I worked hard as hell to learn how to stump the yard, okay? Yeah. I really practiced tough, and then I took over and started creating the shows for my fraternity. So I used to come up, I remember Jabberwockies. As soon as America's Best Dance Crew came out, Jabberwockies, I was like, these guys are mind-blowing. The next show we did, I said, I know, I got our theme, guys. We're gonna be the Sigma Walkies. So I got us all the costumes, the masks, shirts made called Sybil Walkies. We were dressed the same, and I pretty much took a lot of the concepts from America's Best Dance Crew, some of the stuff. We were doing flips, steps, and people, that was one of our biggest shows, and we traveled around doing that a lot after people saw that, so we were, I was a legend back then in my college days. Don't get me, that's a whole other topic, Marlene. It gets nasty there. We don't want to get into all that. Yeah, but it's cool. But, and from there, as soon as I moved to LA, Instagram started and Vine. So once that got going, I'm like, okay, I have to jump on this wave but I started more so behind the scenes. I was creating content for people who wanted to be content creators because I was like, I just want to direct and produce. I'm not really, big on being in front of the camera. That's not my thing. I just want to, let me help you. I'm always big on helping. Let me run your stuff for you. And my fraternity brother, Brandon, moved out here and he said, man, why don't you should just be in front. You should just do it yourself. We can do this ourselves. You just do it. I said, all right, let me give it a go. And, it worked out. People thought it was funny. I kept growing, kept building, kept shooting, and, we here today.
You know what's funny? You have a little bit of a similar background to me because first of all, I can't dance to save my life. Okay. That's like, I cannot dance except I know how to put on a show, right? So in college, I went to school for broadcasting. And like I learned how to do like behind the scenes, put things together, commercials, radio, all that kind of stuff. But going in there, I was like, yeah, this is just to like, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
Like, but like, okay, let me get the technical, whatever. And in college, I was the person that put on all of the shows, whether it was dance show, anything. Like my friends were all steppers. Like that's how I got into like loving watching stepping. Like it was just so much fun. But like I would like put on dances where I'm like on top of a chair like this doing the splits. I can't even dance, but I can make it look like it because I want the show. And then the girls asked me to join the hip hop team. They were like, yo, you're so, I'm like, no, I'm making it look like I'm good.
Are there clips of these activities?
Yeah. I gotta find, but they're on like, not like on like our
I know, because we don't have, we
memory
VHS type of thing. Not saying that's that old, but VHS back, like the floppy disk type of thing, the CD-ROM. We gotta go back into the archives. I feel
exactly. But it reminds me, it's just the same. It's like, and then I came out here and I was in like these big indie movies, and like you watch them and you're like, wait, no, I could like that small crew. If that's all you need, and these things are getting distributed, I can do this. So it's interesting that like. Yeah. We have the same kind of vibe and experience.
When you first went into it, did you think you would end up as far as long as you are now with, the audience you've built? Like when you first sat down, I was like, I'm about to start doing this content creating. Did you see down the line, like, okay, I'm about to be one of the top influencers in this craft that I'm doing right now?
That's a really good question. I actually was asked something like this on a podcast before, and I feel really bad about it because I didn't share this interview because I didn't like what I said. But what I said is true.
I'll say it.
Okay, this is the thing. First of all, when I got into it, I didn't have an idea of what a YouTuber is. I didn't watch YouTube. I still don't. So I didn't know about YouTube fame and any of that. I didn't think, oh, I want to have this many followers or subscribers. I wasn't even aware of that. I was just like, okay, let's like, and I think that helped me because I didn't care. Like if I had 500 subscribers, I'd like brag about it. Yeah. I never thought I don't have 20,000 or I don't have this. I always was happy with what I had, which I think in life is what makes you propel. What I answered to that in that podcast, because I just feel like it came off as a little arrogant. But the answer is, yeah, I knew. Oh. I knew that I would do
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I think it was because I knew the world needed what I had to say. Like, I knew no one could say it the way I was going to say it. I know we're entertaining. I know we're true. And I know I'm educated on the subject. So I knew, like, to me, there was a hole in this kind of content, and I'm going to put it there for you. What I didn't know was all of the good things that can come out of YouTube. I didn't know it would or potentially start a business or earn me money or anything like that. I didn't know. I didn't care. I just knew that people needed the info, and that if they needed it and I could provide what they needed, then it should, by default, do well. I was confident in the quality of production that I put out in general. Compared to YouTubers, especially at the time, they're not in film and they weren't in,
they're just in that room with the camera, putting in.
I knew that I had a leg up on all of that. Look at our intro. Like, we just have that, like that artsy, that fun, that, So I knew. I feel like sometimes that can come off as like arrogant when I answered that question. I literally never shared that podcast, and it was such a good interview.
It's not arrogant.
But I just felt
like
cringe, but
it's like when LeBron James said, hey, when they ask him, you think you're going to be great? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You think anybody going to dominate you? No, I'm one of the best players in the world. When you know.
I knew, but I didn't know what it would bring or what that meant. I just knew that I analyzed the world and said, this is what they need to know.
Yeah. So piggybacking off of that, those are things you knew. What are some of the things you wish you would have known going into it, because that's our main little thing for this first show. What we wish we knew back then.
So many things.
Give us all of it. We got time.
Oh, do we?
We got how much time? We got it all.
You know, when you do things in steps, like you don't realize what's happening, right? Is also what I wish the audience knew. Because we see all these like famous YouTubers that have tons of followers. Like, I mean, they have millions of followers. They have teams. What I wish I knew was how much work and commitment.
Yeah.
The thing is that I love that, but I think what I wish other people knew, and I'll go on that because it's also what I wish I knew. I was putting out 2 shows a week, and we're talking about long form content. It's got to be edited.
That's a lot.
I was dedicating my life to it. There would be parties and events at my house, and I'd be up there like, I got to edit. I got this video out. I have committed to something coming out on Tuesday and something coming out on Sunday. I have to film it. I have to edit it. I have to worry about the content. In reality, when you have like 10,000, 20,000 followers, even like I have right now, 250,000, literally AdSense, just AdSense alone, is going to make you what I might make working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I could be like, you know what? It's fun to be in my pool. But I am dedicating my life to you getting info for free when you're going to skip the commercials. And I'm not mad about it. I would and have done it too. But all while you're thinking, I make so much money.
We definitely think that. For sure. That's the first thing.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And I'm not. And if I want to, this is where it gets to be a catch-22. Is there opportunity for me to? Absolutely. That's what I love about YouTube. That opens up a ton of opportunity. But with all those opportunities comes more work.
Yes.
It all becomes
For
more
sure.
giving. Like even Patreon, right? Like Patreon is a great idea. I want to connect with my followers. I want to give them more. But to give them more, I have to give more. I have to produce things that have to be there earlier. And now it's embarrassing because like I can't keep up with it. So I'm so thankful for the people that like stick with it. But I was creating another episode. By the way, I'm paying an editor.
Yeah.
To do this after a while, because I'm like, I know what, you know what, we'll make the team big. I have an editor, he'll do it, and then I'm back at zero. So I am spending all of my time creating content for you, managing it, making sure it's edited. I think I freed myself up because I'm gonna get an editor. Now I can produce more content for you, or so I think. But then you get approached by all these opportunities. Yep. And then you're like, wow, I never thought I could be this independent, this boss bitch, this whatever. You're like, I'm going to create and when you care, I care a lot. I care about our shirts, our product, our everything. But I just dive into things. They'll tell you things like somebody wrote to me one time because I lost my bird Picasso. And it was really terrible. And everyone was very invested in it. It was on the news, everything. And year or two later, a viewer gave me a bird and they were homeless. And so I decided, I committed to take on the bird. So now this bird's like bonded with us, bonded with Leo, all this. But of course, I said the right thing to do is give her a bird back. And I got burnt out from YouTube and I took a hiatus. Then I made a trailer. And in the trailer, she had called me and she said, come get the bird back, And I was like, this is amazing. And in the trailer, you see this clip of me going, I can't believe he's in the car. Never did I think that they would think it's Picasso, the bird that I lost. Originally. They were hoping that I had found that bird. But I had already filmed all this content. It's filmed in sequence. So the trailer was like, here's this next season coming out, right? I was burnt out. Here's like 20 episodes about to come out. 10 episodes in, you find out who that bird is. So people are writing in, you're just trying to make us wait by earning money. Like, I'm like, how much money do you think I earn? I'm at zero. Like, you are being presumptuous.
Were you
right
responding to everybody too? That's another thing too. Responding to, that gets a lot.
That is one thing that makes me really mad about YouTube. When all of these influencers have, need a mental break or they talk about mental health, I think the problem is YouTube is driven by engagement. If I put a video out and people want to hate on it, that's engagement.
You want it. You want all the comments. You want the smoke.
All the comments, right? What I didn't realize until like one of my videos went really, really viral is it was going viral because there was a lot of hate comments because they didn't understand. They had no experience with birds. They didn't know what they were seeing. I didn't really care about most of their comments, but sometimes, you're in a bad mood. You're like, what? How can they think this? And it's like, but if you're in a certain kind of mental state, I'd say thankfully I'm really not one of those people that get there. But I think like you want things to go viral, but they go viral because there's usually conflict. Imagine your phone is dinging all day and you have problems at home and it's saying, oh my God, who is this girl? She's such a... And you have to be faced with it. And the problem is YouTube wants you to respond to the comments, which I totally understand. And that's the beauty of it. I can communicate with you as a creator, right? And if you are communicating with me, YouTube's going to say, oh, the audience is enjoying this. By the way, that's like a trick to get like more viewers, right? On all of the platforms. If
engagement?
Right, because if I'm watching your video and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And I respond, hey, Kenny, that was so funny. That happened to me. And you say, really? Oh, I'm so glad. I'll be like, oh, Kenny spoke to me. So what that tells the algorithm is that if I push creators here, they're going to have a good time. They're not going to push creators to somebody that's not responding. They're going to push them towards you because it makes them feel like they're talking to the famous person, right?
Yeah. That's like a little tip right there too, everybody. Pay attention to that. Engagement. I feel like you should know this, but just in case, engagement is very, very important on all your platforms.
Why. The problem with that is if there's hate and it's coming to my phone, YouTube is different. Like, let's say you're a celebrity and you're just, in a tabloid or whatever. There's no like communication with all of the fans. There kind of is now on social media, but I have to be faced with my phone dinging on anything terrible anyone wants to say about me or disagree. No wonder there's so much mental health issues with influencers. It's not fair. They are being forced to face hate. The algorithm is promoting like
bullying to an extent.
It really is.
Because you can't say what you want to say and it's freedom of speech, but nowadays people are really bold with being okay with talking shit to somebody they don't know. And it's, and you have to be okay with it. I mean, to a degree. Delete the comment, but lose some of the engagement, or respond. But don't respond in the wrong way, because now you might mess up, what you got going on, kind of thing.
Because it's there.
It's a thin line.
Forever.
So you don't want people to. Now you want to blog. See, Marlene just told me to fuck off. She's mean.
Do you know how easy that is for people to do?
Which part?
Like, to respond in a hateful manner. Like, you have to be on your best game all the time when you're looking at a content. So it's not just the pressure of how someone feels about you. It's the pressure of, I want to respond and be like, fuck off. Or, you don't have it right. Or are you an idiot? But you cannot.
You cannot.
You have to also be thinking like a lawyer and respond intelligently. Or if you delete the comment, someone will be like, oh, look at them. They didn't want to face it. They deleted the content. Or what upsets me the most, sometimes I don't care if someone's like, die, bitch. I don't care. I don't care if they're like, you're ugly or what. I really don't give a fuck. I don't even think I look at the comments like in that detail. But if someone gives me constructive criticism where I feel like I know how to engage, but it's homework.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
What do you, I mean, have you had experience with like hate comments or anything like that?
Have I? Yes. And I've responded in the past, probably not in the best manner. to some things.
Anything happened
but
from that?
Nothing has happened from it, but sometimes it's not more so geared towards me. You know, I do a lot of videos with, you know, with women or different individuals, you know, friends, people I just meet, things of that magnitude. I don't mind you talking shit about my content if it's not funny to you, big whoop. If you don't like my performance in something, cool. I don't care. You watched it, whatever the case may be, but don't come on here and disrespect anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now I could just delete your comment. But then, like I say, you lose the engagement. Or I can come in, hey, fam, I understand she might not be to your liking or your preference, but you don't got to come on here and call anybody fat or ugly or whatever the case may be. I don't play that. So that's not what we're going to do. Let's not disrespect anybody.
But don't you feel, this is where I think it's hard
Yeah.
because everyone gets up in arms, but don't you feel like a responsibility to delete those comments for your friend's mental health?
I do, depending on the comment for sure, because I've had some ones that get crazy, and I have them like, oh, let me delete this person, they doing too much. But if it's not too bad, and I can just step in and be like, all right, bro, yeah, you don't like the outfit, it is what it is, whatever, you know, that kind of thing. So I am picky and choosy on it though, but I definitely see what you're saying. Oh, the bird about to get crazy.
Well, I was getting anxious, so I needed a sniff.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But what does it smell
Makes
like?
me feel better.
He cool with that?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's like his job.
You just pick him up and just what he smell like?
So every bird smells different, but a lot of them smell like flowers and baby powder. But this bird, these Amazons smell like a musk, like a men's cologne that's like musky.
Do you put something on him for him to smell? So
No.
he just naturally smells like.
Birds smell good.
Okay, so he smell like bod, that body spray bod. That's what he smells like, or what's that?
Probably like a men's musky one. Yeah, they smell like that. These birds, Amazons do.
What's that? What's the spice? What's the
Old
Spice?
Spice.
Does he smell like Old Spice?
I don't remember. It's like a musky, like warm, like.
Oh, okay. That's new here for me.
Hey Kenny, do you feel like air is touching you?
It's definitely
Yeah.
It's definitely going crazy in here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what happened with the bird. That's why he got a little chilly.
Yeah.
And he had the, I knew it. Lior loves that air, y'all. Just, you know, got us in here like happy feet up in here, all right? About to freeze us up out of here. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Damn. Piggybacking off of, you know, me asking you the question about some of the things that you wish you would have knew.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I literally only have a few. Time management, which I probably still need to figure out. To a degree.
What? Like what? And I'm not challenging you. I'm probably always agreeing with you. Right, but like, what is it?
Time, you know, when you get into creating, because first of all, the difference between us as adults and this generation of youth, they can go home right after school and create, have a good time,
so
relax
jealous.
and things like that. Oh, I have to work.
Right.
Gotta, you know, help other family members or whatever the case may be. You want to date, so you gotta make, you know, set aside time for that. And then just, you know, scheduling and timing of what you plan on doing, which seems like you're really good at.
No.
Okay, well, I
have no discipline.
Oh, look at us.
That's my problem.
How are we here?
Absolutely
Why do we even fucking have a show?
How
we gonna tell somebody we can't even do that?
Yeah. No, you know why we're here?
What's that?
Because they're in charge.
That's true.
Yeah, we're good if like someone tells us when to be and where.
But you know what? We'll bring on people better than us.
Oh yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna bring on some really good people we're not the experts. We have no discipline.
Yeah, and they'll sit there like, I have a month laid out of things you do. A month? Let me write that down.
No,
goodness gracious.
But have you seen like DPZ? Like, remember when we were at that one party? I'll probably never go to one of those guys' events again. But remember we were at that one party?
Yeah, I was there.
I remember like A-Fan Bobby, DPZ's like a buddy, Kevin, and he walked in and he was like, we got to film 5 videos.
Yeah.
And they came up with 5 videos.
And did them.
But to be fair, it's short form content.
True. He shot something too at your party. By the way, Marlene threw a dope
Thank you
4th
so
of July
much,
event. Okay. Mwah. Mwah. Chef kiss, food.
Oh,
mwah.
the food. Everyone's talking about the food. Everyone's texting me about the food. What was
food? You know, shout out to King's bartender. He was there. David,
the best.
always amazing, great dude. And DPC, they came and shot a few skits, I think, there himself with him and his son. They did like some stuff real quick. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's always on.
He's always on.
Because he's not burnt out yet.
He's not burnt out.
Because he's still a new creator. Like, he took advantage of the YouTube Shorts.
Touche.
Like, went right up and like,
and blew.
you know, it's a different thing. I admire him so much.
Love you, DPZ. Love you.
Yeah.
But a lot of individuals are like that because they aren't years deep into it. I think about quitting shooting content almost every day. I tell you every day, I'm like, I am tired of trying to do this shit. And what'll happen is I'll be in Starbucks and somebody'd be like, hey man, hey, you KP? I'm like, yeah.
Aww.
Man, you funny.
They give you
which
energy.
is rare. It's very rare. It only happens when I'm in my head already. Like, I don't want to do nothing no more. Be at the airport. I was at an event during BET weekend. I was somewhere and I was just, hanging out, dance a little bit, sipping, and somebody came up like, hey, I just want to tell you, man, your stuff is real funny. Is it? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm like, damn, that means I got to keep shooting. And that's why, for me, I continue to do things because even though I want to switch out of the realm that I'm in and really just focus on more TV, film stuff, I'm like, I get DMs sometimes and, hit up like, man, I really, this stuff is funny. I like what you do, this and that kind of thing. I'm like, if I can just make a few people's day, I can deal with this little bit of anguish that I go through.
Something really worth talking about because I do feel like the viewers and the fans should get a lot of credit for that kind of motivation, and that's like why I love them. Like there's been many times like I've gotten Christmas cards into my PO box saying, please come back. Like I'm in real burnout mode. Right now. I don't get burnt out from I don't get burnt out from filming. I film all day, every day, anything and everything. I get burnt out from posting.
Okay.
I hate the process of uploading it. Legit, like I hate it. I don't like to be behind a computer or stuck on a phone. I don't like it. I like to be like, hey, what are you doing?
And think piggybacking off of that, stuck on your phone, you don't even watch social media, y'all. Marlene doesn't even watch YouTube or TikTok, okay? It's one of the biggest trends and phases going on right now. You didn't even hear about it. Can we get that up here in a second here? The Grimace shake. You don't even know what Grimace is.
No.
You brought up McDonald's. He was the big purple. Can you tell us what Grimace is, my good sir?
Big purple McDonald's guy.
Yep.
I don't.
When does McDonald's have a purple guy?
Oh no! Come on. They have the Hamburglar, Ronald, and Grimace.
I don't eat McDonald's, so I don't know.
Well, I stopped as well, but it's been a long time. But growing up, you've seen the three. You've never seen the big.
I didn't know they had characters.
It's Ronald McDonald, the spokesperson.
Yeah.
You know the Hamburglar.
No.
He's like in a jail costume with a burglar mask.
I thought he was
runs
Burger
around.
King then, no?
No. What? And so this is the trend going on right now. People are buying. It's Grimace's birthday. They're buying the shakes and are pretending to be murdered. That's the thing. That's the trend.
Pretending to be murdered?
It's the biggest phase right now.
I don't get it.
Tell him to bring out the Grimace.
No one does.
Let's go see what it is.
It's like the legend of Grimace. It's an urban legend, basically. If you drink the shake, you die. This is
so
I don't know
stupid.
who came, but it's.
Do you think this is funny? Someone's laughing back there. Do you guys think it's funny?
Yeah, it's interesting because who came up with this?
I know that is fascinating. Like, how do you come up enough for other people to fall for it?
And everyone has. It made CNN.
Oh, I know who
McDonald's
came up with it.
was even.
I'm gonna tell you right now who came up with it.
McDonald's?
Probably.
They are.
They
geniuses.
probably grab a lot of influencers. That's a marketing team.
But they're not even. There's not even.
To make something
people.
pop, that's what it is. But
These are like, look.
yeah, but it's easier to pay 200 influencers that are micro influencers to suddenly appear out of nowhere than to get one big one
That's
to
true.
do something that's
But they
stupid.
made a statement.
You know how honored they are to be asked by McDonald's, probably.
They made a statement. McDonald's said, we don't condone this. They said they are upset that people are taking their shake and creating death murder scenes with it. See, they say this is not what Grimace is about, even though no one knows what Grimace is about at all. We don't even know what he is.
Well, are you going to jump on the trend or what?
No, because you got to get dirty.
Yeah,
I'm not a big getting dirty person.
No, I'm too OCD.
I saw somebody floating in the LA River. They did. That's her. She did that. She took the shake. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a little piece of German shake," and she drank it. Next thing, she was floating in the LA River.
Nah, you know
with
how I
German
don't
shake
like
all over her.
air touching me. I also don't like water touching me.
I'm not a big fan, but all of it, they're getting dirty, and I can't commit to this kind of trend.
No.
That's not my thing. Getting dirty. I had to kill a tarantula in my bathroom the other day, and it took 2 hours.
Was it really a tarantula?
That motherfucker was.
That's kind of cruel. You
from Jurassic. Cruel. I went to sit down on the toilet, look to my left. That bitch was looking at me, wondering why I'm in this bathroom. Okay, no lie. Here we go. It was this big. This right here. This size. Can y'all see this? This
was
is how
it
big.
Thick? It was probably a daddy
It was.
long
I could
leg.
see I could see the fangs and the cruelty in his eyes.
You killed it? That must have made crunch noise.
No, I can't do that. I went and got some spray. I went in the bathroom. I had 2 sprays. I was double fisting
That's like
this
a
bitch.
poisonous death.
Good, because
I'm
if it
disturbed.
better him than me, I sprayed 15 minutes, super soaked. Bow, 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 bow.
Why don't you just put something over him in a paper and carry him outside?
So it can jump on my hand and kill me.
You know what?
I
Your
have
girlfriend
the biggest,
sounds like the breadwinner. Why didn't you call her
I
in
did.
and have her?
And I sent her the video. She said, "Oh my God, you gotta kill it." I said, "Come down here and help me." No, I can't. We both have a fear of spiders. I do not play. You like?
I named them. I'm like, oh, hey, Fred.
Oh no, Fred would have been up to seeing Jesus messing with me. Okay, the spider tried to. It was kept running after I'm spraying it. I kicked it to go stay in the bathroom. I had to kick it to go back in the bathroom, and then I didn't want to pick it up because it's so big. Plus, I just don't know. Are you dead or are you playing and you want me to come close so you can jump on my fucking neck? And I'm not doing that. So I got the vacuum and vacuum it on up. Now, if you're not dead and you in the vacuum just chilling, that's cool. I can deal with that as long as you're not in the bathroom anymore.
I'm gonna feel bad.
For the spider?
Yeah.
What about my ass? I was getting ready to sit down on the toilet. Like, you know, the fear? I fell off the toilet for that. I don't even know how we got to that, but just know I don't mess with spiders, everybody, if y'all can't tell. Spiders, height, and water. Like, bodies of water. Like, if I got to go on, like, a cruise, I'm not doing that. Those are my 3. And the dark.
The dark.
I know something's lurking in the dark. I do not.
No submarines then.
No, is it too soon? Is it too with the submarine?
I would say so.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? On Nickelodeon?
I love Are You Afraid of the Dark? One of my favorite shows growing up. I watch it now still, okay? But I understand, like, yeah, I am afraid. I am, absolutely. If it went pitch dark in here right now, I'm under the table because I don't know what's about to happen. Anything can happen No? Do you have no fears?
No, I just thought of my fear. That's why I took a deep breath.
Are you claustrophobic?
No.
What is it?
I don't even want to say.
I'm listening. We have to know now. I told you 5 of my fears. I'm a really scary. That's crazy.
I'm afraid of balloons. Like if I see one of those motherfuckers floating around, like the loose ones, I want to throw up. I can't even deal with it.
A regular balloon?
Yeah,
Like an it balloon? Is it because of it?
No, it's just.
So something happened.
No, nothing happened. I think I'm afraid of it popping and the noise. I don't know. But my sister is also afraid of them. We both have a fear of balloons.
Is that a phobia thing?
Yeah, it's got a name. I forgot the name, but it's got a name.
Okay, and you can't break out of that? It's been some years.
Yeah, that's
There
it.
were balloons at your party.
No.
Damn, there weren't balloons at your
No.
party.
I don't mind Mylar ones, the ones that are like up there and they're not gonna do anything threatening. But those little fuckers, like, and especially if one's loose.
It's called a globophobia.
Oh yeah, that. I have that.
You have globophobia? Who the fuck even named that? Who's sitting around figuring out like, damn, I'm scared of balloons. You know what? Globophobia. I got that.
I'm telling you, like back in the day when those people would be on like Maury and they'd bring out like stupid shit and those people would
so
run.
you should have been on that.
I would be like, who are those idiots? And now if a balloon cut, like I cannot breathe. I run. And of course, if George finds a balloon anywhere, he's like,
Yeah.
and chasing me with it. And I'm running like a maniac.
Interesting.
Like I can't.
I have never in my life heard of that before. I am sorry.
Yeah.
Because I would have never I don't think any one of us in this room have ever met someone who has to sniff a bird
I'm relieving my anxiety right
or is afraid of balloons.
now. Oh, you're so cute.
Okay. That's crazy.
Oh, he's so cute.
I mean, yeah, he is. Let me see. Come
He's
on
gonna
over.
bite you.
That's impossible.
He doesn't like guys.
Come, let me see that.
Okay, look. Go ahead, come put your hand up.
Well, which hand?
See, he wants to bite you.
Why?
Because birds, they don't want to get off their favorite person. But if you really want to hold them in a safe...
How bad is the bite?
Bad. Here.
Bad? Oh,
You're
no,
fine.
take it back.
There you go. You're good. Now you're fine. He's fine.
You don't never cut his nails and shit? What's going on?
They might be a bit long now.
You think?
You're such a baby.
God, they done took my whole hand off.
You're a baby.
What's up? Oh,
Yeah, tell
before
me.
we got to the balloon phobia,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, because we were already talking about, our first and things we wish we would have known. Do you remember your first video that you shot and posted? And like the thought process of doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, give it to us.
Okay. So my first video was probably like, I just looked, it was like 15 years ago.
Oh.
Just crazy. Before you could monetize YouTube,
Yeah.
before anyone, I don't know, it was probably like what Thread is now today launched.
Yeah.
Like no one, you don't even. Anyway, I went and I thought I needed to talk about my thoughts to the world.
Okay,
And
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, and I wanted to share what I had opinions on, and I made this video, and that's that one right there on marrying for love. And
So we
I
shouldn't
didn't-
marry for love, or we should?
You should marry for love.
Interesting.
And look at me in my bedroom on some sort of like.
Is this the same? This is a different
My
house
name
though,
is Marlena
right?
Cohen, and
Oh my-
I thought I would make
Oh, yeah.
myself a little web video.
a web video?
Mostly for myself.
Are you a teenager?
The idea came from my friends that actually read
I guess
my,
it's frozen.
That's okay.
Web blog.
We get. Is
Web
I thought that maybe I
vlogs.
should just start doing them on videos. So
that a machine gun?
I
Oh
thought
no,
to
no.
myself,
Okay.
if all else fails, at least I can show her the video. Assuming that we still have this current format. You know what? I guess these videos won't exist anymore. But, one other important issue.
What is it?
I already filmed one of these,
Okay.
and for some reason, I don't know if it was because of the echo or whatever on the camera, but it sounded like I had a lisp. And
It still does.
I have to address this issue because I don't have a lisp, so I
was just gonna say before I said that.
echo or the background noise or whatever it was, but I just could not see myself like that. So let's begin with what we're gonna talk about.
How long was this?
Yeah,
10 minutes? That
I
wasn't
don't
that
know.
bad. 10 minutes wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Those
but
two are perfect together.
Look at that.
basically, long story short, I went and made these videos on different subjects, on like
Yeah.
work ethic at the place I worked. But one day my mom called me and was like, she's like a big snoop. Like that's like her part-time job is like
Nice.
snooping on us and stuff. And I got all these missed calls from her. I answered, and she was like, "I found your YouTube." Imagine she's snooping on me online, and then and at the time, I don't think I was with anyone or anything. So like, she finds like info about me, and like, apparently 2 minutes in to the video, I stop and I say, "You know what I really want to talk about? My mother." So imagine she's watching that. She finds it, and I made like 5 or 10 more. And then posted them and never made any again.
And then you switched up the content from there. You didn't where you were going with that?
No, there was no YouTube fame. Like, it didn't exist back then. There was no monetization. No one cared. I just was making things for the universe as my own personal. I didn't even know things could come. No one knew.
Nobody at all.
So I was making it on my thoughts that I wanted to share with the world. Why I stopped making them was because I worked in a restaurant where anyone could walk in, and a lot of guys that would like continuously come in, let's say. And so, because they knew if they wanted to find you, they'd find you right there at the restaurant. And somebody found my videos and was like, I know where you work. And he was mad that I didn't like him, but like he was making threats. So I'm like, never mind this. Everybody knows where I am and what I'm doing. Because at that time when people are sharing it, and I actually am mad at myself I didn't see the light or the potential because I went home where my parents were living in Texas at the time, and I ran into two of my sister's friends. They're like, Marlene, we love your YouTube videos. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you would have stayed the course?
I'm so mad. Don't even.
Consistently, you would probably have 90 million followers.
I'm going to tell you something right now. And that's another thing. Like, that content that I was making, not exactly that, is now, is what I really want to make. I really want to go on and and influence the world and tell them my thoughts and do that. And I think I have a new energy for that. And
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's a big thing on YouTube. That's a lot of people, that's their niche. And it does really well because people care more about learning about you and your personality and your world. I think that's why your stuff does really well too.
What was your first video?
Oh, yeah, well, not too, what is this? 2023? What was it? 2013? It was my first skit for when Instagram changed to posting on video.
IGTV?
Nope, before then. Because Instagram used to just be pictures.
Right.
And then then Vine came and it was like, we got to compete with Vine. So they gave you 7 seconds to do something.
You see those girls right there?
Oh my God. Excuse me, young lady. I've been had this on my mind for quite some time. I've been pondering this.
Speed it up.
What's up with your friend though?
Oh, him?
Yeah. He's cute.
He gay. That's fun.
Don't think about it too.
Straight to the point. Straight and simple, okay? My videos have always been me losing, all right? I have lost damn near in every video throughout the years, okay? Real life. It's happened before.
My first video, on the subject of birds, I learned a hardcore lesson later on, which I didn't want to learn. I was trying to refuse to learn. I was like, okay, I'm a professional filmmaker. I'm going to put on my favorite clothes because I just got back from this audition and this is how I dress. I'm from LA. And then when the videos started getting popular, and a lot of people, we've had this discussion with Lior. He's like, you start off everyone starts off when their first videos are the worst. Nope, mine has still to this day have the best views because this is what I chose to wear to
I'm McCohen with
educate.
I am back. I've been gone for a month. I've been away directing.
Yep, and so women would write me and go, I love what you have to say, but I don't feel comfortable with my husband watching. And my mentality at the time is what do you care what I wear? Why don't you want to control what I wear? Mm-hmm. And
now you get it?
Well, what made me get it was my first fan meetup.
It was it was crazy.
No. Family showed up.
Oh.
The kids loved me too.
Oh, they love you.
I didn't know because you just think you're talking to whoever you are. I didn't think. That's another thing you learn. Who are your demographics?
Yeah.
Map it. I didn't map anything out. I'm this is what I look like today.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a video. I'm going to roll this in the screen.
Yeah.
We're real professional here, dress hot.
That's a bird right there. That's what I noticed that
look
first.
at,
It's a bird right there.
So, yeah. And then, I actually considered making a video of me wearing a snowsuit with the exact script going, does this change anything? But when you realize what your influence is, then you go, I want to resist because I don't want to feel like people have control over me. But at the same time, when I realized children were
most of your demographic.
not mostly. So this is what would happen at the meetups. Like kids would show up because they loved seeing the birds, and they'd bring their 3-year-olds. But then the mom would take me aside and go, "So you've been in movies?" And they'd like be down. Like the whole family was interested. And then I never showed Georgian videos because, like, as an actor, you always like look single. He was very important. That whole thing. He doesn't care. He's like normal. Like we go to film festivals. I'm like, you go mingle over there. I'll go meet these guys. He's like, gotcha. Whatever. Then I figured, like, I got to show the real life. Let's include him a little. And then at the meetups, like, guys, he came up to me and he's like, whoa, men are coming up to me and saying, thank God you're in the videos now. Like, now my wife isn't so mad that I'm watching, you know? And I was like,
it was going crazy.
Okay, this is the brand we are. Like, I'm starting to understand, like, I had no control over it. Like, there's birds, kids like animals. And my viewers are they're just quality families. Because think about it, if you're watching my content, you are trying to learn.
True.
You want to learn.
It's very tough to learn.
And so let's responsibly get a parrot. So now that I realize, okay, this is what I am. So I started off like, okay, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, they're not on Instagram. And I went to New York and like this photographer like took this picture of me and my friend because he had like some real famous work. So I was like really honored that like he did this thing. My friend's topless.
Where's
I'm
that?
not. It's not here. I had to since delete it. There's other pictures that I've had to delete of me with like basically implied nudity and whatever.
That makes sense.
And because I was an actor, this is the stuff I put out. Like somebody like contacted a moderator on one of my parrot groups and said, "Can she delete this?" And I was like offended. I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like it had like on my friend's. You know, it had her like stars. You couldn't see anything, but I was just honored that this guy who was like a famous photographer, I'm in this photo. Now I can't share it. So I was all like upset about it. But then I really thought, okay, what is more important to me? It's the birds and the kids and this and
the families.
And the families and I deleted it.
Lost forever. Gone once what was. Maybe they can find it again. You got that look.
You know, like when you're on a comedy, do you do stand-up?
No, I feel like that's very difficult. People ask me all the time.
I could never.
I couldn't either.
But it's really scary. But my brother does stand up, and so we go out and
he's
support.
phenomenal.
Yeah, and you know they do the light.
Yeah,
I got the light.
Got the light?
Something like a light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got the flickering light again.
I know. It said cut.
Well, you know, we won't go into too much more. You know, this is just like the beginning intro to what you can expect for our show. But expect to have guests on, and we'll be having the same type of conversations with different influencers, bringing tips, tricks, you know, more so about their life too. I think we want to dig a little bit deeper into people.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like everyone doesn't do that. You mentioned before how, you know, you go to some seminars and things and you get a lot of the same information. It's a lot of the same information that's out there.
Valuable info, though.
Right.
But like you're there to get educated on the technicality of how to do certain things on Facebook, certain things on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, which I learn a ton from.
Yeah.
But I would love to know like the emotions behind the influencer and things like that. What we want to know is what other people like. Let us know in the comments things that you want to know from some of your favorite influencers, things you might want to know about YouTube, right? Things like that. Like,
absolutely.
The benefit for us too is like by interviewing different people is that we're going to learn a lot.
Absolutely.
We're going to get motivated. Maybe you will be motivated and I will be motivated to do that.
Remotivate me, please.
Yeah.
I need it, y'all.
We're going to get some discipline from like some of these influencers that are coming on. But I mean, not to say we haven't accomplished a lot, but
we have done quite a bit.
No,
that's why we're here.
We've done quite a bit, but So, let us know, guys, what you think you want to see, who you want us to interview. We're going to have DPZ on. For those of you who don't know, he does a lot of videos on jail food, right? Like
food,
making,
he has transitioned completely into becoming a chef and food critic, okay? So, great guy, great personality, a lot going on. Stay tuned, guys. I'm Hollywood KP.
And I'm Marlene McCohen.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye.